Good day everyone, welcome to my channel, and in this video I want to talk about a new event in War Thunder called the Operation Winter. I will talk about technically everything about this event, what you can get, how you can get it, and how I will use it, and how I will also include a tiny overall description of the rewards. This event will be starting on the 17th of November at 11 GMT and will be ending on the 10th January at 11 GMT, which technically means that you're gonna have about 19 to 20 days to actually complete the entire event. In this operation you can obtain several different vehicles by completing a certain amount of stars, and I do repeat that this event is based on obtaining stars and not crafting vehicles, meaning that you will not be able to grind a little bit for 2 days and get what you want. If you want to fully earn something out of it and get some vehicles, you'll need to make sure that you will be active in the game for around 20 days and do as many challenges in it as possible to get the most out of it. And technically, if you think about it, this might be a way for Ganjin to actually raise up the actual amount of activity in the game. However, is it worth it? And my answer to that is yes, it is. If you are looking to sell a certain vehicle in the game, you can wait for its price to go up and then sell it. A good example of it is the Canadian C2A1 Leopard, which right now costs about 70 to 80 Ganjin coins, where at the beginning I was able to get it for 11 Ganjin points. So now that we have all figured out that maybe perhaps it is a good idea to actually play this game for a little bit longer, I'll tell you what exactly you can get by participating in this challenge. First of all, you can find the progress in obtaining those stars by clicking on your nickname, going to achievements and clicking the Operation Winter. And just remember that if you're missing any stars, you can always purchase the stars in the achievements section. And from what I remember from the past events, the price was something around £10. If you are going to go for the pilot star, if you obtain 5 stars, you'll get access to the Italian C202D premium vehicle, which is perfect for the early beginners players who are trying to figure out how to fly a plane in the air realistic battles. And also, since it's a premium vehicle, you will also be able to grind your vehicles at a massively faster rate, meaning that the amount of time that you spend grinding will be reduced by a massive amount. However, one of the massive disadvantages about this vehicle is the fact that it will not have any secondary weapons, meaning that the only thing that you can actually rely on this vehicle, the 4 machine guns mounted on that thing. After you complete 6 stars, you will additionally get a special camouflage for this vehicle. After you obtain 10 stars, you'll get access to the MiG-23 MF in the German tech tree, which is another premium vehicle technically at the top tier, meaning that grinding any jets with that thing will be extremely easy. And honestly, I believe that I might give it a go to obtain it due to the fact that I don't have a single top tier German aircraft and my tanks are pretty high up there in the tech tree, to be honest. The MiG-23 MF will be exactly the same as the Soviet MiG-23, which means that you will have a very small amount of countermeasures, but hey, it's a German MiG-23. However, you'll also gain access to a large amount of secondary weapons and the infrared search and the track system, just like on the Soviet MiG-23. So basically nothing's changing, everything's the same. It's basically a copy-paste, but in this case, even if you don't have any high-tier jets, if you actually do this, if you actually obtain this vehicle, it will make it so much easier for you to actually obtain even more vehicles, and you'll get access to the top tier jet in the game. And actually the best thing about this vehicle is that you have the sweep wings, which will make you 500% cooler than the most of the players. And as you can possibly imagine, at 11 stars you'll gain access to the camouflage for the MiG-23, and any other stars which I haven't mentioned yet will obtain the female warrior decals, which I will show them to you right now. And if you're actually additionally willing to get another decal, you can get it from the War Thunder social media, which is actually Facebook. So technically you can get one more decal for free for actually subscribing yourself to the devil itself. If you will be going for the tankers rewards, the first vehicle that you will obtain will be at 5 stars and it will be the ACI, which is the Australian tank put into the British tech tree. Is this tank worth it? I honestly have no idea. It looks cool, it seems cool, it feels cool I guess, but the insides of it are messed up a lot. This is due to the fact that this vehicle has got 3 different engines, which might make you think that it will be a lot faster than any other vehicle. However, this is where you'll be heavily wrong, and this is due to the fact that this tank will be really heavy and loaded with armor, meaning that at least it will be capable of moving. I just can't tell how fast and perhaps even how far it will travel. This tank will be equipped with the 40mm cannon, which means that it has some characteristics of an early KV-1, which means that it will be impenetrable, and at the same time it won't be able to kill anything either. And as previously, if you can imagine, if you complete 6 stars, you'll get access to the camouflage for this Frankenstein of a vehicle, and at the 10 stars you'll get the American light tank named the TCM-AGS from the rank 6, meaning that you can place it with your Abrams tanks. It is a very interesting tank due to the fact that it has a tiny tower comparing it to the other tanks. However, this is due to the fact that this vehicle has an auto-loader and the gunner sits underneath the cannon, allowing this vehicle to have a higher survivability rate. Due to the fact that this tank does not have too much armor on top, the main designers have decided that it will perhaps be a good idea to reduce the amount of armor by a lot, which reduces the survivability rate by a lot, balancing what I have just said before. Due to that, it has a massively weak protection and it has a high mobility, meaning that you will need to make sure that you use the speed and stealth to your advantage, or you'll be shot down fairly easily. As you could have guessed it, at the 11 stars you'll gain access to a special camouflage for this vehicle, and for all the stars which I haven't mentioned yet, you'll get access to the special winter gear decorations, which I will show to you right now. If you are willing to obtain the stars for the ships, for your 5th star you will obtain the IJN Hayanami, which is the Japanese destroyer, which, due to the fact that it is a Japanese ship, it will be automatically equipped with the best torpedoes in the whole game. This destroyer will be also equipped with the 6 universal 127mm cannons, which are mounted in 3 different mounts. One of the downsides about this ship will be the fact that it will be only equipped with the 3 25mm anti-air turrets, meaning that it won't be too efficient against the enemy aircraft. However, this disadvantage is being countered by the fact that this ship is a premium vehicle, meaning that grinding other ships by using this one will be way faster. And obviously by achieving the 6th star you will obtain the camouflage for the ship, and at the 10 stars you will obtain the Russian MPK PR-201K, which is a Soviet-Russian anti-submarine ship. So as you can imagine, this ship is loaded with loads of anti-submarine weapons, and by saying loads I mean it has 20 anti-submarine mines. This ship is also equipped with the 45mm automatic cannon. Now this is something that I would be personally happy about, since an automatic 45mm cannon on a sea can be very powerful and efficient enough to destroy the enemy ships. One more thing that this ship is equipped with are the rocket launchers, so technically we can just call it the sailing Katyusha. I can also imagine that if you get close enough to your enemy, you'll be able to deal a decent amount of damage or even destroy them with them rockets. And the best thing out of them all is that once you get 11 stars you'll also obtain the camouflage for the ship, as you would obtain it for any other ship if you get a star after actually obtaining a ship, whatever I just said. And for the remaining stars that I haven't mentioned, you will obtain decorations for your ships. Now we are getting to the part where I'm beginning to realize that I have never made such a long super video, so right now please like it, give me a sub or something, show me some sort of support please, very please, pretty please. Anyway, I think that the best vehicles out of the entire event will be the MiG-23, the Japanese destroyer and perhaps the American light tank. And that is mainly due to the fact that I like the movable wings and I like fast tanks, and also a free destroyer is always welcome. However, there is one more thing that I need to talk to you about. How can you get those stars? And it is pretty easy actually. For the first time in War Thunder's history, the challenges for the stars are so easy that they could possibly be done within 2 hours a day. To get a single star, you need to finish 3 out of 5 tasks within 2 days. Each new cycle restarts at 11 AM GMT in every 48 hours. And the challenges are very simple. For example, for the pilots, you need to destroy 40 enemies in arcade battles, 20 in realistic and 14 in simulations. You need to win 9 battles with a battle activity of 70% or higher. You need to also drop 12 tons of bombs on the enemy bases in total. Destroy 12 enemies in 1 battle, 4 in realistic battles or 3 in simulation battles. And the last one will be to help allies destroy 12 enemy vehicles. The challenges for the tanks are a little bit more difficult, however it could be only because of me being bad at playing tanks. And the first task is to destroy 50 enemy tanks, win 11 battles with the activity of 70% or higher, destroy 10 enemies while being on allied point, destroy 12 enemies in 1 battle, help allies 25 times to destroy enemy vehicles. And now thinking about it, the tank challenges will require additional effort to pass. If you compare the challenges for the pilots and for the tankers, you can see that for the pilots all you need to do is to play in the arcade for some time. And for the tanks battles, you need to make sure that you tick all the specific boxes and that you are fast enough and that you are on a certain point and that you have a time to destroy 50 tanks in 1 day. Anyways, let's move on to the naval battles and what we need to do to get the Sailor Star. And the things that you have to do are cause 30,000 points of damage whilst controlling a naval vessel, win 7 battles with an activity of 70% or higher, destroy 5 enemies while being on an allied point, destroy 7 enemies with torpedoes whilst controlling a vessel or an aircraft, and also you need to win the battle in the first place. If you compare all of those challenges, I think that the pilot stars are the easiest and you can possibly get the best rewards from there. Then you get the sailor challenges and then the tanker challenges, which are the most difficult. But you need to remember that you only need to do 3 out of those 5 tasks from each section within 48 hours or you'll not be able to achieve a star. Also, one of the good things about this event is that you can actually use the event vehicles from previous events to complete the challenges. But you can only use these vehicles to complete the challenges that are highlighted in blue, which you can see on the picture. Anyways, I hope that you all had enjoyed this video, and Rebel404 signing out.